Hello and welcome to day 8 of the Against Barton competition. Normality is resuming in this World Cup, which is good. You know, certainly from a football perspective, it's great to see all the goals. Not maybe so great to see the Spanish go out, but equally it means that we're going to get a new world champion, and it'd be nice to see somebody else win a major competition. Who that is, and still anyone's guess at this stage. Sorry, I'm moving about a bit, I'm trying to get in focus. Yeah, so yesterday's games, I mean, I can't help but feel sorry for the Australians. Obviously, Tim Cahill's goal was a wonderful goal, incredible technique. Tim's probably renowned for his heading and not renowned for, you know, moments of genius like that, but he is an exceptional player and certainly a midfielder who carries a goal-scoring threat. I mean, early on in the tournament, I felt Australia were going to be the kind of whipping boys. And I think they've been so unlucky to get in a very tough group. I mean, when you think, you know, we're defending world champions, World Cup finalists in the Dutch, and obviously Chile, who were proving themselves and proved again last night to be, whilst not a team of huge stars, although they do have a number of household names, they've got an incredible work ethic and the coach, and they're just so together, it's untrue, which could take them a long way in this competition. And obviously I think they were a kind of dark horse coming into it, and they've proven that. You know, they've obviously fully deserved to beat Spain last night and have put themselves along with the Dutch into the next round. Business as usual for the Dutch, although the Australians did give them a scare and had a number of opportunities. And it was really interesting that the guy, I can't remember who it was exactly, had half a chance or a really good chance against the Dutch, and basically they went straight up the other end and ended up scoring the winning goal. And such as football at the time, and you know, the Australians are out, although they've played very well against Chile, who are a very good side, and played well against Dutch, who equally are a good side. So I do feel that if they were in a lesser group, they may well have qualified for the second round. The other game yesterday was Cameroon-Croatia. Again, you know, I felt a bit tighter than what it was, but you know, Cameroon showed an incredible lack of discipline, a lack of team cohesion, a lot of infighting. Wasn't pretty to watch, certainly from a Cameroon perspective, but knowing one or two of the players who were in that squad and having worked with them, it doesn't really surprise me. I'll sort of leave it at that for sake of being controversial. It's bad times for, you know, Cameroon side who have lit up previous World Cups. You know, I think back to 1990 and Roger Miller and the dance he done, and that Cameroon side last night looked a team that wasn't having fun, and obviously when you get pumped 4-0, it isn't great. Yeah, so today's you have the chance to win a Pro Italian FAS Smiley Pro Football Table, as the French call it, and love it, baby-foot. Never really got into it myself, wasn't ever good enough at it. Obviously there's a huge game today, as all the English are aware, the England-Uruguay game, so we'll talk about that first. I think England will win. I mean, I'm really not sure. I listened to Roy Hodgson's presser this morning. I don't think Roy, you know, he's not the most inspiring of human beings. He's quite pragmatic and generally well guarded and puts himself in a position not to be right and not to be wrong. And he says about, you know, we don't get too happy if we win, we don't get too sad if we lose. And that sounds like someone who to me is prepared to lose a game and is prepared for the consequences of that, which will probably be drastic if England do and don't make it through the group stage. But then I listened to the captain speak, and I felt he spoke really positively and had a lot of belief, and maybe the beliefs within the team. And I think England win the game. You know, seeing Uruguay against Costa Rica, they weren't overly great, they weren't overly strong. Yeah, they've got Suarez coming back, who's an exceptional player. Yeah, they've got Cavani. You know, they've got a couple of decent players in the round the side, but I feel, you know, the weak in full-back areas, and I feel the weak in midfield. I think England are stronger than them there, and I expect England to win the game. It'll come down to self-belief, so I'm going to go for a 2-1 win for England. The other game, I think, is Greece and Japan. Whilst I respect Greece at major tournaments, I don't think they'll have enough to beat the Japanese. They were unlucky against the Ivory Coast the other night. Drogba would obviously come on and change the game. But I'm going to go for a draw in this game. I think the Greeks, again, be relatively pragmatic. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw in that game. I mean, it's on a strange time, so I mean, it's probably not a game that anyone other than the Greek or Japanese fans will be overly excited about watching. And an interesting game, actually, from a neutral perspective, is going to be Colombia and Ivory Coast. Two genuine dark horses, I think, that have impressed everyone at the World Cup. I mean, Colombia jumped off the page for me when they left out the likes of Jackson Martinez, Radamel Falcao and Pereira from Atletico Madrid. You know, a squad generally is as strong as the bench or as strong as the people that can't get in a team. And the Colombians have obviously got a strength in depth. They've got some top players in. Martinez, who incidentally didn't play for them. They've got the guy, I'm struggling to think of his name, who plays up front for Udinese. They've got the guy Teo, is it Teo, who scored the goal the other night. It was an exceptional pace. Jaime Rodriguez from Monaco. And they've got a real togetherness, you know, a real squad ethic. And it was nice to see Mondra again, because he was the most flamboyant keeper I can remember, I think, from France '98. Who used to score free kicks, and he's got a ridiculous goal scoring record. I mean, I know he's like third choice keeper and he's like a Colombian legend, but it's nice to see that they've retained that in the squad. I mean, you're half expecting Carlos Valderrama, and that was one of the great things about the Colombian game last time. There was Carlos Valderrama doing the commentary over in Brazil, so I enjoyed seeing him and his curly hair and weird look about him, yeah. But yeah, anyway, I do digress. Prediction on this, I mean, everyone knows the strength of the Ivory Coast, but again, you know, I think, you know, whilst they're one of the stronger of the African nations, I think they're going to run into a Colombia side that are well organised, well disciplined, and have some decent players that have a really good team ethic, and I think Peckerman has created that within the Colombian camp, and I'm going to go for a Colombian win. There's goals everywhere in this World Cup, so I'm struggling for an actual prediction. What am I going to go? I'm going to go 3-2 to Colombia. Go for goals. This is getting a bit long, this video now, so I'll wrap it up relatively quickly. So for me, it's quite straightforward. I fancy Colombia to beat Ivory Coast, I fancy a draw in the Greece-Japan game, and I fancy England to beat Uruguay. I'm going to have a little treble on that. I'll probably have a little go at the correct scores, and I'm doing all right at the minute. So yeah, you know, if you want to take me on, to head over to Paddy Power Social on Facebook, the usual. Register yourself and let's get in the competition. See ya.